Welcome back to Retro Rides Garage. Today we're diving into a rough patch of automotive history. The 20 worst cars from the 1970s that absolutely nobody wants back. Sure, the 70s gave us muscle cars and style, but they also gave us some serious lemons. Cars that were underpowered, unreliable, and downright ugly. From mechanical disasters to design flops, we're counting down the rides that even nostalgia can't save. If you love classic cars, the good, the bad, and the ugly, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Retro Rides Garage family. We've got a lot more awesome and sometimes awful content coming your way. Now buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride through the automotive low points of the 70s. Number 20. The Buick GSX Stage 1, despite its monster 455 cubic inch V8 and earth-moving torque, had real flaws that held it back. Its heavy curb weight dulled its edge against lighter, sharper rivals, making it less brutal in street fights than its numbers suggested. Buick's luxury focus also pushed the GSX's price higher, limiting its appeal to younger buyers who wanted cheap, raw speed. Even with wild colors and bold stripes, it struggled to fully shake Buick's softer image, feeling more polished cruiser than pure street brawler. The GSX Stage 1 was undeniably powerful, but maybe just a little too refined, too expensive, and too heavy to truly dominate the muscle car wars. Was it muscle car royalty, or just a heavyweight contender? Number 19. The Chevrolet Chevelle SS454 LS6 was brutally fast, but it had real flaws. Its 454 cubic inch V8 made insane power, yet the heavy body made handling clumsy and braking underwhelming. It dominated the drag strip but felt rough and unwieldy in everyday driving. Insurance costs were sky high, and the fuel economy was terrible even by muscle car standards. Its stripped-down interior lacked the refinement many buyers expected at its price. As insurance rates climbed and emissions laws tightened, the LS6's days were numbered. Was the Chevelle SS LS6 truly king of the streets, or just too wild for the real world? Number 18. The Dodge Challenger RT Hemi had serious street presence, but it was far from flawless. Its 426 cubic inch Hemi Five 8 packed legendary power, yet it came with a heavy penalty in weight, making the car sluggish in corners and tough to control under hard driving. The Hemi engine option was extremely expensive, pushing the Challenger's price beyond what many muscle car fans could afford, and it demanded constant tuning just to run properly. Interior quality was hit or miss, with some models feeling rushed and rough around the edges. As the insurance squeeze and gas crunch tightened, the high-strung, thirsty Hemi quickly fell out of favor. Was the Dodge Challenger RT Hemi truly the ultimate muscle machine, or just a heavyweight burden wrapped in an aggressive shell? Number 17. The Plymouth Superbird was wild on the track, but it had plenty of issues on the street. Its towering rear wing and stretched nose made it nearly impossible to park, and casual drivers found it awkward and impractical for everyday use. The aerodynamic shape that dominated NASCAR made it look cartoonish on regular roads, turning off many buyers who saw it as too extreme. With its heavy weight and massive dimensions, it was not nimble in tight spots, and visibility was poor thanks to its long nose and huge wing. Sales were sluggish, forcing Plymouth to discount unsold models just to move inventory. Was the Plymouth Superbird truly a street legend, or just a racing machine that never fit in with the real world? Number 16. The Oldsmobile 442W30 convertible packed muscle, but it had real weaknesses. Its 455 cubic inch V8 was powerful, yet the added weight and reduced rigidity of the convertible body hurt overall performance. Handling was softer compared to hardtop rivals, and the high price made it less attractive to young muscle car buyers. Fuel economy was poor, and maintenance costs were steep for a car meant to be street tough. Though it looked bold and luxurious, it lacked the raw, aggressive feel that made other muscle cars legends. Was the 442 W30 convertible truly built for battle, or just a heavyweight cruiser dressed in muscle car clothing? Number 15. The Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible was a beast on paper, but it had major flaws. Its 426 cubic inch Hemi Fiv 8 delivered brutal power, yet the convertible body added weight and hurt rigidity, dulling its performance. Handling was rough, fuel economy was terrible, and insurance costs made it unaffordable for most buyers. The Hemi engine demanded constant tuning, making daily driving a chore rather than a thrill. While it looked aggressive and sounded fierce, it was impractical for regular use. Was the Hemi Cuda convertible truly a street legend, or just an overpowered, heavy cruiser too wild and fragile for the real world? Number 14. The Pontiac GTO Judge convertible had iconic looks and serious attitude, but it was not without real problems. Its 400 cubic inch Ram air engines delivered strong performance, but the convertible body made it heavier and less rigid, softening the raw edge that made the hardtop versions famous. Handling was decent, but the extra weight and body flex hurt sharp driving feel, and quality control on some models was hit or miss. The flashy colors and wild decals made it loud visually, but by the early 70s, rising insurance rates and stricter emissions laws started choking the fun. Expensive and less practical than its coupe sibling, the Judge convertible felt more like a bold statement than a true street fighter. Was the GTO Judge convertible pure muscle car magic, or just show without enough go? Number 13. The Lincoln Continental Mark IV was pure luxury on wheels, but it came with serious downsides. Its massive 460 cubic inch V8 delivered smooth power, but performance was sluggish thanks to the car's enormous weight and soft boat-like suspension. Fuel economy was terrible even by 70's standards, draining wallets fast during the gas crisis. Handling was vague and slow, making tight corners and quick maneuvers feel like a chore. While the Mark IV had undeniable style with its long hood, sharp lines, and signature opera windows, it was more about image than real driving pleasure. Beneath all the chrome and comfort was the Lincoln Continental Mark IV, just an overpriced, slow-moving monument to excess? Number 12. The Pontiac Trans Am 25th Anniversary Edition looked bold, but it had real flaws that held it back. Its 305 cubic inch V8 offered decent power for the time, yet it felt underwhelming compared to the muscle car legends it tried to honor. Handling was improved over past models, but the car was still heavy, and the build quality often felt rushed, with squeaks and rattles showing up early. The flashy white paint and blue stripes gave it attitude, but underneath it was more about appearance than true high performance. Rising emissions controls and insurance rates meant it lacked the raw edge of earlier Trans Ams. Was the 25th Anniversary Trans Am a true revival of muscle greatness, or just a flashy tribute that could not live up to its own legacy? Number 11. The Ford GT40 Mark II was a racing legend, but it had its share of serious flaws. Its massive 7-liter V8 gave it brutal straight-line speed, but the extra weight over the rear made it tricky to handle at the limit, especially in tight corners. Cooling problems plagued early versions, and the heavy-duty components needed for endurance racing made the car harder to drive and maintain. Visibility was poor, the cockpit was cramped and brutally hot, and comfort was non-existent, even by race car standards. While it dominated Le Mans, it demanded complete focus and punished even small mistakes with brutal consequences. Outside the racetrack, it was completely impractical, with ground clearance, maintenance needs, and harsh driving behavior making it unsuitable for normal roads. Was the Ford GT40 Mark II truly the perfect weapon, or just an unforgiving machine that only a few could ever truly master? Number 10. The Cadillac El Dorado was the peak of American luxury excess, but it came loaded with major flaws. Its massive 500 cubic inch V8 delivered decent torque, yet performance was sluggish thanks to the car's enormous weight and soft, wallowing suspension. Fuel economy was disastrous, often dipping into single digits, and the front-wheel drive setup, while innovative, made handling feel awkward and unnatural. Build quality could be inconsistent, with rattles and trim issues showing up even in low-mileage cars. Maneuvering the El Dorado in tight spaces was a nightmare, and its size made it impractical for urban driving. While it floated comfortably on the highway, it lacked any real driving engagement or excitement. Beneath the flashy chrome and cushy leather, the El Dorado felt like a relic of a fading era. Was it truly the king of luxury, or just a bloated monument to outdated American excess? Number 9. The Shelby GT 500 Super Snake packed insane power, but it was not without major flaws. Its supercharged 5.2-liter V8 delivered monstrous speed, yet all that muscle came with serious downsides. The car was brutally heavy, making it feel less agile and more like a battering ram than a precision machine. Ride quality was harsh even in normal driving, and putting all that power to the ground often overwhelmed the rear tires, especially on imperfect roads. Inside, while aggressive, the interior design lacked the refinement expected at its price point, and cheap plastics took away from the premium feel. Fuel economy was abysmal, and the Super Snake's sheer intensity made it tiring for daily use. Was the Shelby GT 500 Super Snake truly the ultimate muscle machine? Or just a wild, overpowered beast too rough for the real world? Number 8. The Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 KR had serious muscle, but it came with plenty of drawbacks. Its 428 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 produced strong power, yet the car's heavy front end made handling clumsy and unpredictable in tight corners. Despite the king of the road name, its suspension was not sophisticated enough to match its brute strength, making it feel less balanced than lighter rivals. Interior quality was basic, with cheap materials that did not match the car's premium image. The extra weight dulled overall performance, and braking under hard use left much to be desired. Insurance costs were sky high, and the rising cost of fuel made ownership expensive. While it looked aggressive and sounded incredible, it was not the sharpest or most refined muscle car of its era. Was the GT 500 KR truly the king of the road? Or just a heavyweight bruiser that could not quite back up its bold name? Number 7. The Pontiac Firebird. 400 HO had muscle car credentials, but it also had clear weaknesses. Its 400 cubic inch V8 with a high output package made strong power, yet it struggled against lighter, faster rivals that handled better and delivered sharper acceleration. The Firebird's weight and basic suspension setup made it less agile in corners, giving it a heavy nose-driven feel when pushed hard. Build quality could be inconsistent, with rattles and interior wear showing up sooner than expected. Fuel economy was poor, even by the standards of the late 60s, and rising insurance premiums made ownership costly for young buyers. Despite its aggressive looks and loud reputation, the Firebird 400 HO often felt like a rougher, less refined alternative to the best muscle cars of the era. Was it truly a street legend, or just a strong performer that came up short when it mattered most? Number 6. The Chevrolet Camaro Z28 was a fierce competitor, but it was far from perfect. Its high-revving 302 cubic inch V8 delivered impressive top-end power, yet it lacked low-end torque, making it less exciting in everyday driving conditions. The small engine demanded constant high revs to stay in its power band, which could be tiring and impractical for street use. The ride was stiff, the cabin was noisy, and long-distance comfort was sacrificed for track performance. Build quality was hit or miss, with some models suffering from loose trim and rattles even when new. Insurance rates for performance models were climbing fast, adding to the cost of ownership. Despite its track prowess, the Z28 could feel raw and underpowered off the race course. Was the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 really the ultimate street machine, or just a high-strung racer that struggled to live up to its everyday muscle car image? Number 5. The Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 was a monster in a straight line, but it had real drawbacks that hurt its appeal. Its 650 horsepower supercharged 6.2-liter V8 delivered brutal speed, yet the car's heavy weight made it less nimble than lighter sports car rivals. While handling was sharp for its size, it still felt bulky on tighter tracks and winding roads. Ride quality was punishing in daily driving, with stiff suspension settings that made rough roads a chore. Interior visibility was poor, especially over the thick rear pillars, and cabin materials, while better than before, still lagged behind true luxury competitors. Fuel economy was terrible, and maintenance costs were high if driven hard. Despite its insane numbers, the ZL1 sometimes felt like brute force over finesse. Was the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 truly a modern muscle masterpiece, or just an overpowered heavyweight too wild for the real world? Number 4. The Dodge Charger 500 was built for speed, but it had some real shortcomings. Its 440 Magnum and Hemi engines delivered serious power, yet the car's heavy weight made quick handling a real challenge. Even with aerodynamic tweaks, it still felt large and clumsy on tighter roads, never fully shaking its full-size roots. Interior quality was basic, with cheap plastics and minimal refinement for a car aimed at serious racers. The Charger 500 struggled to find buyers, with many thinking it looked too plain compared to the wild Daytona that followed. Fuel economy was poor, insurance costs were steep, and maintenance demands on high-powered versions made ownership expensive. Despite its NASCAR pedigree, it never gained the street legend status Dodge had hoped for. Was the Dodge Charger 500 a true muscle machine, or just a half-step that never fully delivered on its bold racing promise? Number 3. The Dodge Charger Daytona Hemi was a racing legend, but it had serious flaws for street use. Its 426 cubic inch Hemi 5.8 delivered massive power, yet the car's extreme nose cone and towering rear wing made it awkward and impractical for everyday driving. Visibility was poor, especially out the back, and parking was a nightmare thanks to its sheer size. The Daytona's weight and long body made handling in tight spaces clumsy, and ride comfort was sacrificed for aerodynamic gains. Insurance costs were outrageous, and fuel consumption was brutal even by muscle car standards. Its radical looks turned heads but also scared off many buyers who saw it as too extreme for normal roads. Despite its dominance on the track, was the Dodge Charger Daytona Hemi truly built for the streets, or just a wild, oversized machine that never fully fit outside the world of racing? Number 2. The Mercedes-Benz 600 was the ultimate symbol of power and luxury, but it came with major drawbacks. Its massive 6.3-liter V8 moved the enormous car with authority, yet maintenance was a nightmare thanks to the complex hydraulic system that controlled almost everything. Repairs were extremely expensive, with few mechanics qualified to work on it, making ownership a burden as the car aged. Fuel economy was abysmal, and the sheer size and weight made it difficult to maneuver in tight city streets. While the interior offered unmatched opulence, the technology that made it special also made it fragile over time. Despite its regal image, the 600 demanded constant care and deep pockets. Was the Mercedes-Benz 600 truly the pinnacle of automotive luxury, or just an overcomplicated masterpiece that became more trouble than it was worth? Number 1. The Mercury Cougar Eliminator brought muscle to the Cougar lineup, but it came with real flaws that held it back. Its available 428 Cobra Jet V8 delivered strong, straight-line speed. Yet the car's heavier, more luxurious build dulled the sharpness expected from a true muscle machine. Handling was less agile than rivals like the Camaro or Mustang, making the Eliminator feel bulky in tight corners. The styling, while aggressive, struggled to fully shake Mercury's upscale image, confusing buyers looking for a raw street brawler. Insurance premiums were high, fuel economy was terrible, and the plush interior, while comfortable, added even more weight. Despite its bold stripes and spoilers, the Eliminator never fully captured the hardcore muscle crowd. Was the Mercury Cougar Eliminator a true muscle car warrior? Or just a dressed-up cruiser trying to play in the big leagues?